Yeah, I think so. These are the things that we're about to learn, and we'll learn it in a very short period of time. Trust me. And let's get to the next slide. So the next thing is, who am I? I've not tried to introduce myself yet. So my name is Shalom, and I'm a developer from Nigeria. I've been building websites for the past that's since 2022. In 2022, that I started building websites professionally for customers, but I started working in digital space since 2020. And ever since then, my life has never been the same. I've been working, and most of the persons that are in this call already know me for how long I've been looking into my computer, working towards achieving the goals that I want to achieve and how far I've been. So because we are talking about remote jobs now, I'm just going to share with you my experience in the remote industry. So if you look at the first picture is showing you the first company I joined. All right. This is the first organization. Remember, this company is Computer. You can always check there. It's an agency in India. They're one of the top agencies in India. They have their headquarters in Delhi, and they also recruit worldwide. All right. So if you're a developer here, this is just a bonus. Check computer.com. Check their careers page. If you can apply, you're definitely going to get a job. I'm giving you assurance. If you know what you're doing, they mostly apply WordPress developers, front-end developers, back-end, and mobile app developers. So once you apply, you're definitely going to be called for an interview when it is time for an interview. They're always looking for people that are going to join them to work, because trust me, they work almost every day and almost every time, and they are always having external clients to work with, international clients actually, and then they will need more hands. They have over 60 to 70 employees right now, and the company have stayed for quite a long time. Right, I would say the company have stayed beyond 30 years. So because there's one other person that they celebrated that have stayed for 20 years in the organization. So he celebrated his 20th anniversary. I was shocked that somebody worked for one company for 20 years. That shows the structure of that particular organization, right? So moving on, you see, this was after I passed through the first interview. All right, I passed through the technical test, and I was congratulated to come on board. Now, the Sajid that you see there is the CEO, the company CEO, and then Nadia is the HR. All right, who was part of the interview process. And there is me opening my seat. Okay. So I was staying with my own class of then, that was 2023. And when I got the job, this particular location where I stay is in Port Harcourt. And if you're in Port Harcourt, there is where we call Alu. Alu is the place where don't have lights. It's more of like, during that time, I don't know their current states now, but during that time, they don't have lights. 24 hours, you will not see a single light. 1 week, no lights. 2 weeks, no single light. And if they are going to blink, they'll just flash. And people will be happy for that flashing. Enough to pump the water, right? And then everybody will be happy for like 30 minutes. They'll be like, so how can somebody in that kind of remote environment work for a remote company and still get employed and all of that? So it's a very long journey. And this journey shows that you have no excuse, all right? You have little to no excuse to show you that it's possible for you to actually get remote jobs regardless of where you're coming from. And why I'm saying this is because most of these companies, the reasons why they are scared of hiring Nigerians is because they feel Nigerians, they understand the barriers that Nigerians have. If I hire Nigerians, it's like hiring a lot of problems, like hiring Nigerian problem into my organization. That's what they think about. So they get to ask you questions like, can you show me your screen? Let you run a speed test so that I know how fast your computer, your internet is. They want to check your internet. They want to check your power. All right. So you want to be sure that you're working, you're taking care of your internet. You're also taking care of your power. Your electricity. If you don't take care of your electricity, you don't take care of your internet, you're definitely going to be, fired at some point. But as long as you are delivering, you're going to deliver, you promise to deliver, you show them that you have working device and all of that, they will get to employ you. But somehow, I was just lucky with these guys because the computer I was using was a very old computer, a very, very old one. Trust me, if you know that computer, if you have heard of ThinkPad, somebody gives you a ThinkPad computer, just know that it's more like somebody giving you a button Nokia in 2025 to use it to browse. All right. So you definitely suffer with that particular computer. So I was using that and I passed through the interview. During the interview process, I need to give you this story. It is very, very important for this particular session because the story shows exactly how I used the overdue strategy during this particular application. when I first saw this job, first of all, where did I get this job? I saw it on Indeed.com. It's crazy to find out that you can still get to see international remote jobs from Indeed. Yes, you can get them from Indeed because based on your own understanding, based on how it works, if you go to Indeed, you if you are looking for jobs, you only see Nigerian jobs, right? You just see jobs in Nigeria. First of all, opening Indeed.com is going to route you to a particular link called Indeed.ng.com.ng, all right, or .com/ng to show that you're in Nigerian. They have tracked your IP address and they know where you're browsing from. So they are going to be showing you jobs that are only in Nigeria. So how was I able to get a job that is in India? All right, it's a global company because they pay in USD, they pay in US dollars. And I was able to get it from Nigeria and also in Indeed. It is because the job posting, when people are employing and they say they want to employ Nigerians, they are going to use Nigerian servers, Nigerian Indeed servers to upload that job posting. And they probably might also be using Nigerian currency. So you see it in Nigerian currency, you're going to be thinking maybe it's one company in Lagos. Most times they will be using Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a hiring manager. I was a hiring manager, so I know what I'm saying. When we are trying to hire some persons in South Africa, we use Indeed, we also use LinkedIn. I'm going to show you in this particular call, I'll show you in this particular session how the job board, the job application dashboard looks like. I told you I was going to show you in the channel. I'll show you how it looks like, so that you get to see what it looks like what a hiring manager see when they are trying to employ somebody from a particular location. So from Indeed, what we do is we are going to channel and say, okay, they'll ask you a question that where do you want the job posting to show? I want it to show in South Africa. You select the country, you input the job descriptions and all of that, and then you put in all of the details you need from that particular user or from the applicant, the candidate, so that candidates can easily apply and fill in the form, and then you can get their resumes. Indeed, it will filter those resumes for you. Same thing with LinkedIn. So that was how I was able to see this particular organization. I thought they were in Lagos. I was just tired of applying for international jobs. So I just applied for this one, but I didn't know that it was a company in India until I made a little bit of research. When I saw their email, they were like, okay, congratulations, you have been invited to the technical test to prove your skills, we like your background, get for the test. I was so excited. First, I said, let me even know which company is this, because I was applying to so many jobs without tracking the jobs that I was applying to. All right. So when I checked, I noticed that, okay, these guys are not Nigerians, but they are trying to hire Nigerians. Hence why I was seeing it on the Nigerian Indeed server. All right. So I hope we are following. I believe we are all following. So that's how I was able to get this particular job, and that was how I passed through everything. So here's the point. Whenever you are going through jobs, you need to research those jobs. If you're applying for any job, you take your time to apply those jobs. That's one of the overdue strategies. You want to calm down, go through the job application, you see the company's name, you can search the company. Sometimes these companies are going to put in a link that give me real people but what? I had so many applicants in that particular form, so I didn't bother going through Indeed or going through LinkedIn to check how many persons applied or who is applied on this particular job. Are they good enough or what? I just left that particular one. What I did was I focused on the form. You see the problem now. So assuming some of them that applied through LinkedIn went through that particular job posting to the end, they are going to see the link to that particular job description. There's a lot of persons that did that, and I'm going to share with you examples of those job postings that have some secret code in their job descriptions. There was a job description I saw. They said you have to send your CV to this particular email. Forward your CV to this email and use this particular code on your email title. So when you're using your subject title, you need to write a code, then write the email title and your name. Now, a lot of persons are not going to read it. Just check how many times about now. So that be getting you go find the place you that anybody that moment, right? So that's it. We're going to be having a question and answer session, but let me give you this chance. Maybe you have something, maybe you're not following or you can't hear me clearly. How to speak. All right, so we no, but I have to use an alternative source. All right, it's something you need to work on. So if you don't have that, these things in place, you're definitely going to suffer. How you set now for the workers. So work one of this application. Regarding you of what you do, there's no light of whatsoever. You have to find a way. You have to. I don't light. What you really want at the possible. So we the next thing that the best is just you don't know where you get in. Is that make not interview. For one of in his Gaza job. He told me one day he saw me, he came into my room and he saw me applying to a job in Wellfound, and he said he's also in Wellfound. And the job, yeah, description, and because so I mean, see some you and description you design for if you don't why don't go back to your CV, review it, and check all the keywords that are in that job description to know if those keywords are available on your resume. You check the job posting uses to apply for another job. Imagine somebody is a I see people like there are some of my friends that have not got skills. So is that was long job and not because we are using graphics design, right? So did he use Adobe Photoshop? So, it's, or they have again to what wants to have whenever the hiring managers make their work easier. So they are going to filter out your own. It's not. Let's now. And particular like look at this. Then then right tab open reviewing applicants right now. So you're going to see what LinkedIn does these days is, for them to make more money, they say your profile matches some required qualifications. That's my own. That's to say, they check my profile and they know that, okay, some of the things I wrote on my profile, they match the qualification. All right. So the job qualification has all of the things that they want. Closely, this part, you are going to see what they said here. Please apply directly via LinkedIn Easy Apply form or via this particular link, Include Talent platform. All right. Note, applications submitted through our other channels will not be considered. The reasons why they are saying applications submitted through other channels is because there are some job boards that are going to be posting that same job posting, and then they want to share it as though they are the ones employing you, so that you'll be able to see, because they are making money from it, right? So if you apply through those other channels, you will not be considered. I mean, they are not even going to review you. Because imagine how many persons have already clicked on this. They are just going to show you over 100. You don't know if they're up to 300. You don't know if they're up to 1,000 persons that have applied. All right. So you want to check and read through these things. If you see this particular role, because I'm a WordPress developer, yes, and I know Elementor, this is just a best fit for me. And that's why even LinkedIn knows that is the best fit for me. So it's telling me that your profile matches some required qualifications. So one of it is that I'm a WordPress developer. I have this keyword on my LinkedIn profile. All right. And then I have Elementor as well on my LinkedIn profile. You check the responsibilities. You check if these responsibilities are things that you can do. You check the qualifications, at least 3 years of experience. Yes, I have over 5 years. I understand Elementor Pro. I know how to use it quite a lot. And I understand so many of these things that they have listed here, especially this one, experience using advanced custom field. This is like my superpower. All right. I have it clearly written on my resume. Clearly written on my resume. This is the one of the, if they ask for a portfolio link, I don't send a website. If you have a website, it's 100% perfect. It makes a lot of sense. But if you look here, you see what I wrote here? The tech stack that I used to do this particular project, ACF. Now, if you come to this particular job posting, you see it here, ACF, Advanced Custom Field. Tell me if they see this, they are not going to be happy to bring me for an interview. I don't know if you are following. So a lot of things are making sense to you now. You are now seeing the places where you are making mistakes. Your resume, your profile should always match. Your resume, rather, should always match the job you're applying for. That is what one of the mistakes that we make. So saying you have applied for 200 jobs a day, you apply for 1,000 jobs, that okay, you're applying for jobs every day, you're not making any progress, you're not getting any interviews or whatsoever. It's probably because you're making the mistake of applying for jobs with keywords that are not in that job description. They are wasting your time. Nobody's going to call you. All right? I believe you are listening, and we are getting 1 or 2 things from here. So the next mistake is only using one job platform. Well, sometimes I fall for this mistake because, you know, I've been getting issues. I put jobs, single jobs on 1 or 2 platforms, but it is not the best thing to do. Don't always use LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn, you don't know how many job postings that have been made. Every day, people are posting jobs. Look at WordPress in worldwide. I'm going to show you how to actually filter these things so that you can get to see jobs that are not in Nigeria from LinkedIn. Because if you come to find a job on LinkedIn, you're definitely going to see Nigerian jobs, and you'll just be very angry to see a job of 150,000 naira that will definitely not buy fuel for you for a month. And you continue with your garri drinking. All right. So if you see, we have this job posting. This is about 44,000 results, 44,000 jobs. Jobs are posted every day. And then Nigerians, a lot of persons are complaining there are no jobs. Stop applying for most of the Nigerian jobs you see, especially when you have good skills, especially when you know graphics design, you know video editing, you know all of these skills. The first problem you need to solve is learn a skill. The second problem is, the next problem is fix your resume, get a portfolio, all right? By portfolio, I mean get proof that you actually know this work. By proof, I mean get to do this job for people and do it very well. Get a screenshot, get an image or whatsoever. Put them together in anything that you want to, any version you want to put them. If you see my own sample, you see that this is how I did it. Looking at my screen, you see that this is what I did. I came in and I created a document file in Google Docs. You can use Google Docs always. I use put it here, Shalom Adobe portfolio. And then I put all of my links here. Okay. I put it as selected projects. That's one of the big websites that I've worked on and all of the things that I've done on those websites. All right. And then I put my contact information. Very simple. I put my image there, you know, in case my fine face is going to help me get a job. All right. So you want to put these things and set these things up. As long as you have these things set up, selected, not this. As long as you have these things set up, it is going to be easier for companies to call you. It's going to be very easy for companies to call you. So that's one of the mistakes. Do not always use one job platform. There are a lot of job platforms that you can use. After this particular session, I'm going to be posting list of jobs that were posted last week up till 3 days ago. Throughout last week, all the job postings that were posted worldwide, international job posting, $1,000, $5,000, $2,000 jobs that you can apply for in different niche, graphics design, website development, video editing, and so on and so forth. I'm going to be uploading an Excel sheet. If you check the Telegram channel, you're going to have uploaded one before. and then I'll be uploading another one again after this session. Yes, so that's one of the mistakes we make, and we are going to be getting to the next mistake that job seekers make. All right, so the next mistake is not fully reading job descriptions to the last. Why don't you read job descriptions to the last? People hide secrets in job descriptions. I'll show you one example. Gosh, I'm looking at time and I'm seeing that we've not even gone far, and time is running. Let's try. Right, so I'll show you one example. The example I'm going to be showing you is an example of one of the jobs that I myself as a hiring manager previously posted. All right. Mind you, I was a web developer. I joined the organization. They made me a hiring manager, right, to start hiring developers and other persons. So these are the jobs that I've posted for this organization. They are closed now. So you see, 2 months ago, I posted this job, mobile app developer, React Native. That's what we wanted. We wanted a React Native developer. It's for an organization. You can check them, AI for Developing Countries Forum. And then after 26 applicants, I closed the job because it was enough for me. These 26 applicants are people who did not even read. Some of them did not read the job description. Now, let me show you what the job description looks like. I made the job description, and I directly, you see, we have 92 views. That's 92 persons that looked into this particular job posting via LinkedIn, and then 26 persons applied in LinkedIn. That means the rest of the persons that have viewed and possibly applied clicked on the apply button. They applied using the form that I put in there. This is the reason why you have to read job postings to the last. Read it. You see, I clicked on I added this application form. So you have to click on this particular form to be able to apply for this job. As simple as that. You just apply, put in your name. What I needed was their full name, their email, their current role, years of experience, and their resume, then their country of residence. That's all, even though we don't even need the country of residence. And guess what? This organization I was posting this job posting for, they don't care about your resume. Nobody's reading it. They asked me literally not to read any resume. That is just a waste of time. All right? Because what they were doing instead of reading resumes was they were kind of giving you technical tests. We get to test you live. All right? Not just reading your resume. But actually, there are some companies that will actually read your resumes. Meanwhile, in as much as there are companies that will manually read these resumes, there are companies that are wicked enough to use ATS software. All right, I don't know the full meaning. I think it's something like application testing software whatsoever. So what that software does, is that it kind of screen your applications and go through your resumes automatically. Once it goes through those resumes, it is then going to filter out the ones that are using the keywords that are coming from the job posting. All right, once it gets those keywords, then it can filter them out, and then the hiring manager can choose just 5 persons, top 5, top 4, top 10. Once it gets those top number of persons, they can now review them and invite them for an interview. Okay, so you want to be sure that you read job postings to the last. It takes you nothing. You can scan. I understand that you love scanning. Scan. All right. You get the company's name. You scan. You check the role description. You understand what you get to do in that particular job posting. You understand the qualifications. All right, which is the requirements. Okay, if I'm an app developer, this is what I'll check. Okay, cascading style sheet. Do I know CSS? Do I have prior experience in developing apps for resource-constrained environment? Do I have proficiency in software development with experience in mobile app development? Do I know React Native? And so many other things. Then you want to check. You see what I wrote here? I wrote in the job posting, I said, interested candidates should complete the application form here. So most persons applied using this particular link. And that was how I was able to screen them. I just got there, checked the country of residence, checked the years of experience, picked most of the persons that had 1 to 3 years of experience, invited them for an interview, and we got to do one test or the other. All right? And then these are other jobs. Mobile app development, I've hired video editors, I've hired communication support, that's like virtual assistants. Literally all you do is make calls and check Excel sheets, and they pay you $300. And then I've hired WordPress developers as well. Okay? And then you see the amount of applicants that apply through here. But all of these job postings that I put in here, I put in a link for them to fill in a form. So you want to be sure that you go through job posting. Now let's check another job posting. like this one that we've checked, you see another example that I showed you here. You have to either apply via here or here. But as somebody who does an overdo strategy, what you want to do is click on apply here, apply via Indeed, LinkedIn rather, and also click on this link and apply. But most importantly, some of these organizations, all right, if you are listening, mark this thing. Some of these organizations, they also first of all check their careers page. Some of them have careers page. So you want to check the company, like I've done here. You highlight them, search the company, you see the name of the company, search them online. This is their website. All right, igloo.net, make remote work. Okay, these guys are majorly remote work company. They do job posting. All right, so you can easily come over to the website and actually apply for that particular job. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Something like is there any other sample? Okay, let's leave that. So if you check any particular job posting, you want to carefully check and confirm that you have these things, these keywords on your resume, and also you fully read all of the things that are required from that particular job posting. Now, what's the next mistake that they do? Okay, so that's the third mistake, and I think that's the final mistake that I wanted to point out. So it is very important for you to understand that, number one, do not apply for jobs with the same resume. Always read them. That's to say, this time around, after this particular session, you see that you start applying for jobs differently. When you see a particular job posting, you want to carefully look at the job posting. You want to know, what are the things these guys need? What are the things that I have on my resume? Do I know these skills that they are presenting on the job posting? If I know them, and even if you know them, at least, like, say you know them, you've tried the software before, and then you're willing to learn more about it. If you are an overdue person, you can actually apply for jobs that you don't know. And when they call you for an interview, you prepare your resume properly. You pass through their ATS software, pass through their hiring managers, and you get to the interview. Before the interview, you open your YouTube and you start learning. There's a word we use here, my friends. We say we die here. All right. You keep yourself on that particular interview and you keep on learning till you understand that particular skill that they're asking for. During the interview, pass through the interview and get into the job, and you find AI to help you do the job and make your money. All right. I hope none of my employers are here. Okay, so that's one. Then next, you want to be sure that you're not using one job platform. There are so many job platforms you can use. One of which we have LinkedIn, we have Indeed, we have Well-Found. I'll list so many of those platforms, like I said. And then the third mistake is that you fully read job descriptions to the last. Always read job descriptions to the last. I repeat for the last time. Always read job descriptions to the last, because secret codes are there. And those secret codes are something you do not want to joke with. All right? So those secret codes are the only way that they can get to filter. Because some people are using AI to apply for jobs? And companies know. We know these things. Some companies know that you use AI to apply for jobs, and this AI will just automatically apply for as many jobs as possible and just submit one resume for you, or probably format it in one way or the other. But those particular AI are not going to tell you that there's a code on that job description that you need to use when sending them an email. All right? Those are ways we filter out people who actually take time. That it shows that you actually understand the company, you have learned about the company, you know what the company is all about, you know what the job is all about, so that you don't waste the hiring manager's time. Because there are actually applicants that come in just to waste your time. I've had experience like that. It's just that I'm a very calm person. So whenever in that kind of settings, in a professional setting, you want to stay calm, because you notice that this guy just wasted your time. He doesn't know any of the things that he put in his resume. Wasted your time, and he was able to get into this particular thing. And you want to find a way to like discard him and continue searching for more persons. So those are the mistakes that job seekers make, and you don't want to fall for any of these mistakes. Now, next, the overdo strategy. What's the overdo strategy? It means doing more than the average applicant in the areas that matter. So the formula for the overdo strategy says that you add your skill, your proof of work, your visibility, that's your positioning, and then consistency. It will definitely result to an opportunity. All right. So this is the formula that I always use. I have my skills. I have a lot of proof of work. I'm working on my visibility, and I'm also working on consistency, because that's one of the hardest parts. All right. To be able to get most of the opportunities that I've gotten. How did I get that my first company which I showed you here. The first company, what I did was I added my skill. I had the skill. All right. How did they even know that I had the skill? You see, I had the skill. I showed them that yes, that these things that you are giving us as a technical test, I'm good at this by passing it to a good extent. All right. And then the next was the proof. The proof was the technical test that they gave and also my portfolio. I showed them. Then my visibility. Guess what? During this interview, it was a very funny experience. All right. During this interview session, my laptop had an issue, and then I couldn't submit the complete task that was given to us. All right. What they did was that they told us that okay, you are going to do this test. They brought in about 100 to 200 persons. I'm telling you for a fact. All right. Well, Emmanuel is here. He knows about this particular job. So I remember that time they gave us a Figma and they told us that in this Figma design we should replicate this particular design using CS. And I'm like, I'm more of like a god in cascading style sheet CSS, so I know this thing very well, right? And then when we're practicing, we're like running these technical tests, we're submitting and pushing to GitHub and all of that. My laptop had to crash. That was one of my first laptops. It was a very bad one, ThinkPad, like I said. So that ThinkPad crashed, and I couldn't submit a good result. So I had to I knew that it was about to mess me up. So I just submitted that particular thing, and I was not called for an interview. After 1 week, then what did I do? Like I always tell anybody, the overdo strategy you now use with visibility is that since you have a very good LinkedIn profile, you have your picture set up, you need to set up your LinkedIn. Don't worry, we are going to talk about that. I reached out to everybody, including this guy here that is smiling here. He didn't respond to my message. Nadia did not respond. Sajil did not respond. I reached out to the other of my project manager and so many other project managers as well on LinkedIn, via LinkedIn. I told them, I just applied for this job, so and so happened. I know this particular thing very well. They had to, the only person that replied was one of the project managers in the marketing side, not even in the development side. The development side, the guy didn't respond. All right. So when he responded, he said, okay, he was going to discuss with them, with the team members, to see if they can schedule another interview. Because he checked my profile, he said, okay, seems like my profile is good. Let him find a way to get me another session. And that was how they got me another session. I had to do that particular interview session inside his church. I bought fuel for the church that was close to me. Guys, it wasn't an easy experience, but trust me, it was worth the hard work. It's very easy for you to apply for jobs and just give up. It's very easy for you to apply for these jobs and then what you want to do is say, okay, I've applied for them. Let God take control. Let luck work. Luck doesn't work as easy as you think. It's not that easy for luck to work. Not as much as you depend on favor and faith. You want to put in work so that your faith will not be dead. All right. So I put in the work. I sent in messages. I followed up and all of that. Sent emails and all that. So they saw me. When they saw me, what they found out was actually that I was good. And then they called me for another test. Then they found out that my laptop was actually bad. So the next thing they did was they said, okay, they are going to connect me to their own PC and said, let me tell them what to do. I instructed them on what to do, how to solve the problem, because it's a very complicated one. I showed them how to solve it. That was how I got interviewed. Then I got the next session interview with Sajil, where we discussed pricing. That was my first international organization. And how much were they paying? They were paying about 202 USD as of then. It was running, that time, $1 was about 1,007. It was running between 1,005 to 1,007. So small money, but at least it was good enough to help me navigate through life and through school as of then, because I was still a student. Now, since you have found that and then you have learned about this, you need to understand that consistency, visibility is very important, as well as proof and skill. So all of these formulas that are here are very, very important for you to get any opportunity in the remote space. Now, what are the steps for the overdo strategy? Number one, you need to overdo your skill. By overdoing your skill means you have to be very good at your skill. Trust me, most of you that are here, I won't say most of you, as I can see here, I can see that most of you that are here have skills. But there are some of you that don't have skills yet. I mean, that's the first thing you need to solve. Stop looking for a job. Go and get a skill. Learn one, understand it, get to understand how these skills work. Get to find out what are the things that companies are actually looking for these days, which they are applying, you can learn that actually. Well, get to understand this thing and be very good at your skills. Be very good at it. very good at it such that people can actually rely on big projects and hand projects to you, and then you are not going to mess it up. All right. One of the organizations I worked at, for the previous one, when I worked at that particular organization, I found out that after there are some important tasks that they will give to you that will require you to finish it and ensure that you get it done and ensure that you make it very perfect, because they want to use it the next day or the next 2 days. So you don't want to come in and somebody's paying you maybe like $800 and then you are just misbehaving, right? You want to be sure that you overdo your skill. Learn your skill to the last, understand it very well, master it every day, practice, and practice until you are perfect to start applying for jobs. Then once you are done with overdoing your skill, if you want to find out skills that are good, do your research. This 2026, there are skills that are trending now. There are some that are not trending anymore. You know, you hardly get a good front-end developer job that will tell you to just do HTML and CSS alone. You want to learn React. You want to know the skills that actually pay. And also you want to find out the skills that will actually pay you $1,000 or at least $500. Because not all skills will give you some certain amount of money. Some skills will just give you an average amount, like the least of 1K. But if you want to get jobs that are going to give you 3,000 to and above, you want to learn complex skills that cannot be easily found anywhere. Then the next is overdo your portfolio. Don't tell employers that you are good. You want to show them that you are good. So in your portfolio has to be really good. It has to be really clear. You know, by clear, I mean, it should be easy to understand. Let people just see. If it's a link, people should click on that link and get to see your portfolio. Like I said, I'll share my screen again to show you the portfolio I share to people. I was tired of sending links manually. So what I did was, let me also open this. Allow me to open this from my PC so that you can also see my portfolio as well. You will see what I did on my resume. Yeah, there we go. So you see what I did down here. I added my portfolio here. I added a link to selected project in case they don't ask me for a link to my portfolio. I added it in case. All right. So that when the hiring manager is going through this, the hiring manager wants to see that, yes, okay, this is who this guy is. This is the link to project that he has done. Right? It will be easier for the hiring manager to find out. And then say they ask for a portfolio link. Don't shy away from a portfolio link. If you don't have a website yet, you don't know how to use Behance, please use Google Docs. They just want to see what you've done. That's all. All right, use Google Docs. Come into Google Docs and upload it. If it is graphic design, you can just upload the images of designs you've done. Put them here. Give them good descriptions. All right. This is one of the projects I did. I described the project. I told them the key contributions. These are the things I developed and maintain custom Gutenberg blogs and blah, blah, blah. And these are the tech stack that I used during this particular project. This is the project I worked on. And what I also want to add on this particular portfolio is companies I've worked for as well and what I did for those companies. All right. So you want to add these things and set them up. Use Google Docs. Don't worry yourself. Don't make things too complicated. They just want to see what you have done. Okay. So this is what I did. This is what I've been submitting. The previous time I submitted, the previous one I submitted, let me find them. I submitted one of the documents for the previous interview I did. And what I submitted was this. And they said, okay, they were going to send it to developers to go through it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm still waiting for them to review this particular portfolio and then send me a feedback. All right. So you want to review it and make sure that it's working according to the job that you have that you are applying for. So you want to overdo your portfolio as much as you can. Overdo your portfolio. It's very important. So do not just give a random portfolio. Calm down. Find a way to make your portfolio to be displaying the skills that actually define who you are, especially compared to the job description. And how can you also find portfolio? Let's say you cannot find people that you can work for, or you just finished learning and you don't have proof of work, but you want to apply for a job. Please go online. Find, as a developer, there are some websites I'll look at. I'll check what these websites are built with. I put them to my portfolio. Yes, you didn't build them, but put them there. All right. So once you put them there, it will be easier for you to say to tell these employers that if they begin to ask you questions, any question they want to ask you around a particular project, you can answer them, right? Why not put them there? Put them there. All right. So just find that particular project you know you can do and put it there, or actually do something during the time of learning and put into your portfolio so that you can showcase how good you are on your portfolio. Then the next thing you want to overdo is to overdo your LinkedIn or social presence. Visibility creates opportunities. Visibility creates opportunities. It's no longer a news that people are currently running social media, creating contents and all of that. It's either you're creating content for fun, or you're doing it for business, or you're doing it to get jobs. So you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. And then when you're doing it, you should be doing it the right way. You can check AI to give you the right ways to go about most of your LinkedIn and social media presence. So what do you do on LinkedIn? What do you do on social media presence? You want to be sure that you are showcasing the right skills, all right? The skills that you know, the skills you are good at. You want to showcase them on your portfolio, on your LinkedIn or any of your social media. Why I'm saying any social media is because some of you, the skills that you have, they might not even be looking for your LinkedIn account. Like video editors, I'm not sure some companies want to look for your LinkedIn account. What they want to see is probably your, maybe your YouTube channel or your Instagram channel to see some of the videos you've done for yourself or for other companies, right? So you want to check these things, okay? So this is what my LinkedIn profile looked like. You know, I updated this and I put in my keyword here, WordPress developer. That's all. That's all. And then another thing you want to make sure is on your about side, you want to be sure that you put in your about to be very clear. All right. Put in your core skills. And then explain all of your, put your history here, the things you've done. And very important, keywords. It should be there. I didn't put HTML here because I just want it to be fancy. I put it here because I know most of the jobs are calling this in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, PHP, Laravel, advanced custom fields, Gutenberg. I added this Gutenberg recently because one of the jobs I applied for, the one that I actually got an interview with, was acting for Gutenberg. So I had to rush into my LinkedIn and add it because I actually know that skill. I forgot I didn't add it to my LinkedIn profile. So this about section is important. And also your top skills. You want to put your top skills there. Is important. Do you know why it's important? And also, while you do that, you also want to be sure that in your activities, in your post, you have post of some of your skills, right? You want to showcase one or two things to show authority in that particular skill that you have. So, majorly recently, I've been posting on other things instead, but still, my portfolio shows most of the things. Sometimes these guys, hiring managers, are not looking for your post. They want to check your experience as well. So your experience should be very clear that, okay, these are the companies you have worked for. This is the one I work for, and also web developers here for Developing Countries Forum. That's and this is money. So these are my portfolio. And also you want to check if some of your friends can come in and add one or two things in recommendations as well, especially for those of you that are virtual assistants. When you are looking forward to becoming a virtual assistant, these guys, I think they get to look for this recommendation. They want to know what do people actually say about you, all right? You want to add something that is cool there. And here is why your LinkedIn profile is important, especially for those of you that are applying to jobs on LinkedIn. Let me show you what the LinkedIn job posting dashboard looks like. This is a bonus for those of you that were able to stay up to this time. It's 10:03 p.m. CET. And then you guys are still here, which means you are learning. You're enjoying the session, and I want to appreciate you for that. So this is what the job looks like. Now, when a hiring manager posts a job, what does he see? This is what he sees. Now I'm going to click on View Applicants. And then I'll select this. And then you see, look closely. I want you to look carefully, all right? Even though I know I talk really fast, but I want you to be very careful by looking at everything you see here. You see what happens here? LinkedIn has already filtered the job applicants. In this particular job posting, I'll tell you who got the job. All right? I'm going to tell you exactly the person that got the job. And then you see the person's profile. And you'll be marveled as how that you yourself will know, even as a hiring manager, if you are giving a hiring manager, you are going to give this guy the job. Okay? So let me show you who got this. Before I show you who got the job, I'll show you what the whole dashboard looks like. So this is what we see. First of all, sorted by date, the date each person applied. Some companies want to check who applied first. Maybe all of them are good. Let's find the person that applied first. They can use this to sort by date applied. All right. And then the ratings. we have the unrated, we have the good fit, we have the maybe, we have the not fit. Let me start with the not fit set of persons. If I click on not a fit and I search, these are the set of persons that have been removed as not fit. So imagine you applying for a job on LinkedIn and they throw you here. My dear, nobody is going to call you. Nobody will even know that you exist. Especially when that particular job posting is focusing more on people that are focusing more on getting persons from this particular LinkedIn. They won't come here because they believe LinkedIn are good at what they are filtering procedure. And how does LinkedIn filter? LinkedIn is going to, you see what LinkedIn is doing? When it is showing this guy, Singh, what it is showing for Singh's application is it is showing his profile. All these things you are seeing listed here, it is not my name is Jaji Singh, blah, 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 from Nigeria, blah, blah, whatsoever. No. It is showing what Singh have uploaded on his profile. That's these things that I added here. That is what will show. So when you apply for a job, you want to be sure that those things you put in there, right, are exactly what you have on. Let me see, view profile. Please give me the person's profile. Now, do you see that? You see this guy here, all right? He has 5,000 followers, but he was thinking he's probably going to get this job, but he didn't. I didn't even notice him. Okay, so you see what we have here: web, mobile app, blah blah blah. That is what is showing here. All right, are you seeing it? And then the next thing that's showing is his location. That is what is showing. But do you know why Singh was not reviewed for this particular job posting? One of the major reasons why he's in this particular part of the job posting is because I put in that I needed people from South Africa. Well, guess what? He's in India and he got himself at not fit. That's one. And then there are also other reasons why he was put into the not fit category. Because even on the fit category, there are some Indians that are there. There are some Pakistanis that are there. All right? Look at this guy, Yusuf. He's in South Africa, but he's in the not fit category. Why? Because he's not an app developer. If you look closely, he's a software developer. There's nothing that looks like app development in his profile. Can you see that? He's a software developer in his experience, front-end developer in his experience, software developer in his profile. This looks so boring that I don't even want to look at it. So usually, hiring managers just glance. By research, it is said that only 10 seconds, that's the amount of time that hiring managers take when they look at your portfolio. If a hiring manager wants to look at your resume, it takes that hiring manager only 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, they just leave your resume and they go to the next because they have so many persons that they want to review. So I didn't even come to this particular place because, yes, I know we needed a lot of persons, but I didn't get to this point. And first of all, because this job posting I didn't use here, I basically used the form that I showed you. That was where I used to get most of them. So even this guy, I believe I saw this guy in the interview session. And I saw this guy, Talhat Ahi. I saw Salman Nasser, and I saw, look at Ezekiel Akpan. I remember this Nigerian guy. I saw him. He didn't use the overdue strategy. Look at, he was put at not fit. And somehow, University of Nigeria and Super, Port Harcourt, he is somebody that has a lot, that I've been to places that I've been to. Mobile App, React Native, and so many other things I added here. But kind of, he was put in as a not fit, in the not fit category. But he found his way to the interview because he filled in the form, because he read through. All right. Even though he was put in as not fit here, he filled the form. I got his contacts, called him for an interview, and he joined. So during the interview session, we gave all of them tests, and this guy just, I was hoping to get another Nigerian to the organization, but no, he did not use any overdue strategy. He was trying to remain average. Now look at the guys in the good fit. You see all of them. There are also guys in the maybe. I mean, I wonder why they get to put people in the maybe category. I don't know. But it seems like, okay, there's nobody here. All right. Great. So these are the good fits that we have here. Now, if you look closely, we have all of these persons here. I interviewed most of these guys. Some of them showed up. Most of them did not show up for the interview. Look at this guy. This is also a Nigerian. Right? This is Aderemi. This is a Nigerian. He also found his way to the interview. And he also found his way to the good fit side. Do you get? As somebody who is the hiring manager, I can also set up somebody and push the person to good fit. If I look at this particular resume and I like this person's profile, I can easily come here and say good fit. And that's all. He becomes good fit. If I come to the good fit category, I'm going to see him there. So I'm not showing you this because I'm just showing you what it looks like so I can understand the dashboard. You see, Sing is now in the good fit side. So that's how LinkedIn does it. Now, who won this particular interview? This is what the dashboard looks like. So why am I showing you this dashboard first? I'm showing you this dashboard so that you understand how LinkedIn gets to like review you and filter you even before the hiring manager gets to filter you. So you want to be sure that first of all, you have the right keywords. If you are aiming to apply for a company like Microsoft, you want to be sure that all your profile is showing things that you've done hoping to work for Microsoft. Your portfolio is also showing some of your top skills, especially the ones that the job posting is particularly listing on that particular job posting. So location as well. Let's say the organization say, okay, we just want South Africans. If it's not a South African, don't employ that person. All they have to do is click on South Africa and show, and they are gone. All right. For location, do not be scared about location. I repeat, do not be scared about location. Apply anyway. One of the job posting that I was interviewed for, they said Philippines, and they called me for interview. They sent me an email and they called me for interview. All right, Philippines. For people, they say only Philippines. They asked the question. No, they didn't ask something like, "Are you in Philippines?" Right. So, but when I applied for that job, it was for Philippines, but I applied for it and I was called for interview. I'm still waiting for them. So this is what it looks like. And for this particular job, I think this guy was the one that won the job. Where is he? Talha. Let me remove the South African side and just filter without the location. This guy. Now look at this guy. He was the one that got the job posting. You see what he put in here? 10K plus. Nobody cares about 10K plus. Now, if you look at this particular profile side, are you seeing number of followers? No, you won't see that. No hiring manager cares about how many followers you have. In fact, the more followers you have, the more annoying you can be. The more followers you have on LinkedIn, the more annoying you can be. The more unprofessional you can be. Because when you have those amount of followers, it might be that you take your time posting and you're not doing any work. The most scared companies can look at you and be like, this guy is more of a social media guy. He might not be doing our job properly. Except you are joining as a social media, let's say a social media manager. If you have a good profile, that's when your followers will be speaking for you. All right. You're showing people that even in my own profile, I've shown you that I have a lot of followers. It's easier for you to hire me because since I grew these followers, I can grow yours too, right? That's when it is going to speak for you. But otherwise, your followers doesn't really matter. Or maybe you're applying for a modeling job. All right. So this is what it looks like. Talha won the job. He has so many things on his profile. He's from Pakistan. We're looking for guys from South Africa. So he was invited for an interview. All right. He was able to pass and was also invited for an interview. At that point, we no longer care about the location anymore. In as much as we are looking for South Africans. You now see how this thing works. So that is why it's very important. Don't be scared about the location. As long as you're a good fit for that job, you know that you're a good fit. Apply and use the overdo strategy. Then that's it for that. We don't have much time. I'll try to hasten up now. You can always schedule for another session. So what's the next step for the overdo strategy? The next step is that you overdo your applications. I've already given a very clear explanation on how you overdo your application. Quality beats quantity. You see, if you follow through all the steps that are listed regarding applying for jobs, for remote jobs, you get to find out that you will no longer be applying for like 100 jobs in a day. You find it difficult to apply to such amount of jobs in one day, isn't it? Because now you see that you need to research the company. You need to know about the company. You need to know if that company have career page so that you can also apply on that company's career page, right? You need to come down and look at the job posting and check the keywords that are in that particular job posting. Read it. What are the softwares they're asking for? Do you need to know Adobe Premiere Pro? Carry Adobe Premiere Pro. If you know it very well, go to your resume and check if Adobe Premiere Pro is there. Because if they are going to be using software to check, LinkedIn is also going to remove your resume, remove your profile if you don't have Adobe Premiere Pro on your profile and also on your resume, because they're also going to be submitting your resume to LinkedIn, right? I shared you, wait, guys. Let's go back to this particular screen. I shared you this particular side. Now look at Talha's resume. This is what his resume looks like. So when you upload your resume, you get to see it here as well. Click on download and view it. So So I can come here and see what I put into his resume. This is an resume job that has an 8 years software. Excellent. What's going on here? The link clickable. All right. He's doing. We didn't read the resume, but he passed the interview. When you're it is clickable, not you can see if you can click on links that are there. Right? He has look at his portfolio. He linked portfolio to Behance. He used Behance. This is linked. This is GitHub profile. When he has worked on email, then objectives on this, all right, for this particular application. Keywords, the React Native is there, JavaScript is there, TypeScript is there because it is one of the keywords there. AI driven is there, all right, because I was asking one of my coworkers to check, okay, read through their resumes, find someone that is good with AI implementation because it's 2026, right? We needed somebody who is good with AI implementation. Find someone like that and then add the person on the sheet. The guy did it and then was able to even screen this guy out still after going through his resume. So he has a very clean resume and you can see the details he added there. All right. You come to the project, you see the list of projects he did and the websites he built, the website link, the Android link, the iPhone link, and all of that. So you want to add details, take your time and work on your resume. Some people are asking, should my resume be 1 page? Look at Talha's own. He said, how many pages? 7. Don't worry, make it 7. Nobody will run away from your resume as long as they get what they want. If you have so many things to add, and guess what? Did you see any picture on this resume? No, except you are applying for a modeling job. Do not put a picture on your resume. All right, except you're applying for a modeling job, nobody cares about your picture. And guess if you put your picture and they hate you and they don't like your face, it makes things worse, right? They get to find a way to like push you aside. So your picture is not important. Your works are important. Your proofs are important. Okay, and then that's why you have to ensure that you check all of those things and overdo your application. So you see, you now have a clear understanding on how to apply for jobs so that you do not waste your time applying for jobs and not getting feedback. There are some jobs that are actually looking for people like you. There are so many persons that are looking for ways to employ Nigerians. I just looked at the calls now, this is our session, and I can't find one other guy from, I think he's from Pakistan or so. I think from Dubai. So what the guy said is, he's looking forward to having me interview some persons, Nigerians and Kenyans, app developers, all right, to employ app developers, especially from my channel. He's in our channel, all right. So he sent me a message. He was like, okay, like they are looking for developers and he wants to employ developers, but they want African developers, all right, in the organization. And he was thinking, he asked me, they are looking forward to making it like $3,000 to $3,000. Yes, that's what he said for a month. And I said, yeah, 3,000 is good. He said, are you sure it's good? Because we are thinking it's too small. Guys, there's a lot of work, and there are a lot of persons that are looking for Nigerians to work with. That's just the fact. The reason is because it is easier to, when you hire Nigerians, it saves you money. All right, it saves you a lot of money. To hire somebody that is in Dubai, someone in Dubai will not take less than $2,000 or $1,500 to work for you. It's very rare. If there's any person in Dubai here, the person will confirm what I'm saying. Because first of all, they will tell you how much their rent is. But you as a Nigerian, you are someone who is in some remote location, it's easier for them to convince you to accept a job of 1,500. If you get a job of 1,500, do the maths. Let's say 1,000, you get like 1.5 to 1.3 million every month. That's good money. But you know, with the economy right now, 1 million naira can finish in 3 days. All right, so that's it for this particular one. And then overview applications. And next, how to apply for a remote job. We're going to do a practical session. I've already shown you how to apply for a remote job. This is the last thing we are going to do before we close. I was able to manage this time roughly, but let's see how we'll do that. So let's apply for one remote job. Should we do that? Do we have time for that? Let me see if we can do something like that. Apply for one job and see how we go about it. Yes, that reminds me. While we are trying to do this, if you come over to this side, this is how you want to filter for jobs, all right? I'll close this now and I'll try to filter for a job. Let's say I'm a graphic designer and I come to LinkedIn. So listen carefully, all right? This is how you find jobs in the US, find jobs in Germany, in Europe, jobs that use EST time. Most of the barriers, trust me, the United States, they have some laws that are guiding most of their companies, their top companies, that states that you cannot hire somebody that doesn't have visas to work for the United States. That means you need to be in the United States to be able to work. So it's very, very difficult to find jobs in the United States. It's either somebody refers you, I'm saying out of experience, that somebody refers you to that job, or, you know, the company is not a company that is that following, going through those laws. All right, so that's why most of the US jobs that you apply for, they are teaching you. They will tell you straight up. They'll ask you a question: do you require sponsorship now or anytime ever to work, to come over to the US or to work remotely, blah blah blah, whatever that they say? Do you require any sponsorship or visa? The answer is no. If you say yes, that means you are in the United States. So you need to be in the United States. You need to have a green card before you can work for most of the companies in the United States. So this is how to find some of these companies in the US, in Asian countries, Dubai and so many other countries as well. What you do first is go to the job board, or you can click on here and just simply search, all right? Or you can come over here, click on the job site. If you're using a mobile phone, you can always check on the job site. You find the part that says search now, search for job, search now. You click on search now, all right? And guess what? As usual, you are going to be seeing Nigerian jobs from the first start because you are in Nigeria. So these are the Nigerian jobs that are here. Usually Nigerians, they don't add money in their job posting. They know what they are doing. They won't add any money in their job posting. Look at this Nigerian job. Manual QA tester. They are not adding the pay. They don't like adding pay. And that's why talents don't apply in Nigerian jobs, because you apply to some of the Nigerian jobs, they waste your time, right? So these are Nigerian jobs you can easily apply for. And then if you want jobs worldwide, let's say we are trying to get graphic design jobs. I will say graphics designer, or I can say graphics. I'll use just that word, graphics. All right, I don't want to use designer. I can just put graphics so that I can get any job posting that has to do with graphics. And guess what? The keyword is worldwide. Once you put worldwide, you just type worldwide, and that's it. Click on search. You'll start seeing jobs worldwide, not just in Nigeria. All right, say graphics worldwide. You see graphics in worldwide, 59,000 jobs. This one is Nigeria. This one is India. Are you seeing it? This is India. Because I just added graphics, I didn't add the keyword in full. So let's say graphics designer. Graphics designer in worldwide. Can you see it now? All right. So you see what's going on here. Just because I did that filter. If you don't do the filter like that, if you don't put worldwide, it's going to be very rare. It's either you use the keyword worldwide or you use what? Global. That's how to find international job. This is what you get for staying till the end. A lot of persons don't know. A lot of persons don't know that you can do this. And then because what they do is, what some persons do is, they come in, they say, graphics designer, because they're looking for jobs in the United States, graphic designer, they say US, or they write United States. No, you see jobs in the United States, but that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is type worldwide, or you type global, right? I can use this word, global. All right, and then I search. I hope my internet is not caught up. Global, give me. Okay, please enter a valid. Okay, global doesn't work, so worldwide works always. All right, so you put it worldwide, and that's how you get to see graphic design jobs that are worldwide. Look at this one. You see 91. You begin to see that there are few persons that are doing this. Not many persons know this. This is a secret. All right, many persons know how to filter these things. So you get to worldwide, then you can click on apply. You get to learn more. The profile matches some. I mean, what's in my profile that matches a graphic design job? You learn more about the job. Read carefully, please. Always read carefully. Understand? Okay, you see, I see why the profile matches, because we have website development here, and they're asking for somebody who knows HTML. What the heck is that? Part-time graphic designer, web developer. Okay, they're looking for both graphic designer and web developer. United States, remote. This one. This one is also a worldwide role, remote. And then we'll have United Kingdom remote. You can see remote jobs that are here. High-paying remote jobs that are here. High-paying remote jobs. Graphic design. This is in United Kingdom, London. This is Indonesia, graphic design. They will hire you, all right? They will hire you. You'll be surprised that you get to a particular organization and you're the only Nigerian. Like one of my friends, Blessed, when he was applying for one of his jobs, I was telling him, apply, go ahead. And he was able to apply, and then he was the only Nigerian in that particular organization. He was the only Nigerian in that organization, and he was able to get to work for quite a long time, right? And he was getting good pay. So this is how you filter jobs, and then you apply. Did I apply through this? Then the next thing, because we are saying how to apply for remote jobs, the next thing you want to do is, let's say I'm applying for this particular job. What I'll do is, I'll click on this. I'll copy the company name, and I'll search them online. I'll check out the company. Why am I checking out the company? It's because the company might have a careers page. Do you get? Like this ones now, they have a careers page. So you can get to find those careers or those jobs that are there, and you apply. You might, from here, you might unlock some job boards, just like this one is a job board. All right. So let's find something like this. Learn more about the organization, e-learning providers. Check them out. All right. The reason why, do you know why these guys are posting it? And you'll be asking, somebody will ask a question like, why are these guys posting the job position in the job posting on LinkedIn? It's because LinkedIn is where most people are. If they put it on their careers page, most persons might not be able to find it. All right, so they get to like put it over here. So you can come and find if there's a career button here. If there's no career button here, go down to the footer of the page. The footer is the last part. Look at find careers. Can you see it now? You see there's no career button on the header here. So you find it, you click on the careers, and you find if you can see that particular job posting. You see, find openings. Click on find openings. You see, this is where they put their openings. And then you can get to see their openings. Web design Intel, 3 weeks ago. I'm applying for this one. Yes. So you can get to see all of their job posting here. You see all of their job posting for this company. And then you can apply. That's how it works. I believe you are all following. I believe you can hear me. So this is one of the ways to apply. And then one other secret that most people do not know that I want to share with you here is that some companies are actually using what we call Google Chat. Once you apply for a job posting, copy the company, go to the company's organization page, go to their page, search for, just like this particular organization now. I'm going to come to the organization, come to the people's side. Please do this. It is going to help you. Because they say a lot of people are applying, but let's say you have a very good profile and you are posting things that you do. Trust me, I promise you, you are posting your works online. I promise you, you try out to reach out to some of the persons here. Look at the persons that are working in this organization. People you may know. Look at, that means there's a Nigerian working in this company. Look at the people working in this company. All right? It seems like this is the hiring manager in the organization. You find that person. Or you can go to the company's website. You find the list of those persons that are working there. Just like the first company that I worked for, Computan.com. Like I said, big bonus. Those of you that are here, if you're a developer, you know WordPress development, you know HTML, CSS, Java, come to this organization, go to their careers page, you can apply. All right. I was once listed on this particular page. Okay. These were my guys. Asif Mahmoud was my guy. Assad, I worked directly with this guy. I worked directly with Bilal. It was a good one. This is the guy that actually got me the job. This guy, Chaitra, we joined at the same time. All right. Me and her joined at the same time. She's still working there. She's pretty good. I mean, this is Dominic, a Nigerian, stays in Abuja. We're going to have one particular meet and greet. The organization was going to host a meet and greet, but they refused to bring enough money. They thought we are not going to charge them big money, but we charged them, and they refused to bring it up. He's one of my team leads. So you find these guys, find them, check them out, copy their name, go to LinkedIn, find them, look at the face, send them a message. If you don't know the message you want to customize and send to them, use ChatGPT. All right, get a message and send to them. But mostly the people you want to target are project managers. Someone like this, WordPress team lead. If you reach out to this guy, he's probably going to respond. Reach out to whosoever is a team manager or a team lead, probably going to respond. Find the HR persons that are there, and they will respond. If you come to project managers, you can find them. Now, this is what Computant did, and I love them so much for that. If you come to their careers page, look at what Sajil said. He said, look at the guy that I was talking to that I showed you on my page, who was on one of the slides there that was interviewing me. All right. Look at what they say. They've been in business 35 years. Now, here's what would encourage you to do before you give us the chance to review your resume. Number one, you should talk to current or former employees of ours. Here is our team page. Google anyone's name, message them on LinkedIn, hear what they think. This is the blueprint. This is what we call the overdo strategy. You have to do it like this. If you don't do it like this, you are likely not going to get interviewed. All right. When I read this thing, and I noticed that there were also 100 persons that were applying for the same job, I was like, oh, this guy is telling people our secrets. Come on, hide this thing. Let me get this job and you can post it. But it is already there on their careers page. All right. He said, stalk us. Find out everything there is to know about us. If you apply here and get a job, you're going to spend a lot of time with us. Make sure you figure out as much about us as possible. Do your homework. Computant is always looking for honest, overlooked, are you seeing it? And underrepresented overachievers to join their team. Is that you? If so, please show us that and reach out. If you apply, the answer might be yes. But if you don't, the answer will always be no. Now, this is the overdo strategy. And I cannot say any more further. Sajil has just said a lot on this particular page. All right. Ultimately, you're a great person and have a lot to offer to the world. Thanks for reading this far. Below our current job openings. If you really want to work here, but don't see an opening for you, we are really flattered, and just send your details to this email. I get all of those emails, and I'll do my best to help you in any way I can, regardless if that's here or somewhere else. Guys, what else are you looking for? You've gotten all of the information you need regarding the overdo strategy. This is exactly what most people are doing. Those guys that are always getting jobs, this is what they do. So what he's trying to say in this particular post is that even if there's no job posting, we didn't post a job posting, come on, send us an email at careers@computant.com, blah, blah, blah. Just send an email. I'm good at this. Find the company you want to work for. Send them an email. Send messages to everybody that is working in that organization. Send messages to all of them. If you cannot send messages on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is going to ask you to pay, actually, they will allocate some number of persons you can send messages to on LinkedIn. Please, find them on Instagram. When I was a hiring manager, some persons were sending me messages on Instagram. They came to my Twitter. I said, these guys know what they are doing. All right? So you want to do those things. That is what we call the overdo strategy. That is why you don't just apply for 200 jobs in a year and zero is calling you. It's because you're not doing these things. All right? This Computant is one of the top companies that are serving as web development organizations in the world. You can check them out. They've gotten so many awards. All right. They have location in Niagara, Dallas, Lahore. They pay in USD. All right. So you want to check, look at no job available right now, but you can always send them an email. As simple as that. So that is what the overdo strategy says. And I was going to show this, but I didn't want to show this in the post. I wanted to show this to people who are still here. All right. Sadly, I didn't know. I knew the call was going to take this long, but I didn't know that I was exposing this much. So the next thing I said is that there's what we call Google Charts. I've been using graphics design. I've been using web development for samples. Please, oh shit, let me fix it right now. So here again. My alternative just got posted, so I had to rejoin. So I believe you can all hear me. I can see that my mic is working. So I'm going to share my screen again so that we'll just round up as soon as possible, and then we can begin to answer questions. Of course, I believe a lot of you have so many questions that you want to ask. Okay, so that's what I said. The overdue strategy is what you see the competence/career page. You can also always go back, then you get to get inspirations from there. So there's one last thing I want to share with you is there's what we call Google Chat. Google Chat. Some companies come over to okay, let me open this guys so that it will be easier to, because I need to run with all of this. Okay. Yeah, so if you come over to this place, you are going to see Google Chat. All right. So you can always chat a company here. Do you understand? So you can always chat an organization here. You just find the email. Or send them a personalized email and chat them up. Guys, let me open up my sent email. Let me expose myself. Let me do one more thing I do. All right. I send this is these are emails I send to organizations that have applied to job. I send them emails, send them a lot of emails. All right. So once I send emails, I carefully show them and all of that. Like this particular guy, I sent him an email. So hi Patrick, blah blah blah. Gave him all of the details, and even inside that email, I told him exactly the places I've worked for, put in links that he can always check and all of that. Then I sent him portfolio, list of projects. This is one of the guys that called me. All right. And he didn't respond. How do I know that he read the email, guys? So one of that two, he read the email. You can always install MailSuite. MailSuite is something you can use to find out about what do they call it? You can use MailSuite to find out if somebody opened your email or not. Over here, you see double tick. It shows that you can see it, that Patrick opened your last email several times. Can you see it? So you can install it is by going through Google Chrome, search for MailSuite, install the extension, and it will be connected to your email automatically. All right. So you can install it on Google Chrome on your PC. I'm not sure how it works on mobile phone. All right. So on PC only, that's what I'm sure about. Then you can see all these guys that I sent email to. Most of them read it. You see here, this person opened your email several times. Now, how do you actually find this email? This guy. Yeah. So this is the one, and this guy responded. Just send you this notification that this guy just read your email. Actually, I don't open it. I don't know why it's misleading. So then they said they was going to review follow-up email, because it was 3 days ago that I sent an email. Always, I can check if this guy has Google Chat. This is what I do. When I'm going to be sending him another email, I'll send it via Google Chat. You can always open the chat, new chat, and you type manual. If you have Google, you're probably going to see this. So as long as you have Gmail, you're probably going to see. He's probably going to see my message. I can say, all right, it's going to be sent. Once you send it, Emmanuel on his end, if the hiring manager or whatever, he's going to receive the message and look at it. Probably that could be points where they usually use. And I'm like, this guy, right? He'll be like, who is one company's email? This. I use a bad guy like this. So when I come to this this thing, you have like, they will give you like 300 credits every day. It's stuff for manus.im. That's the link. So when you come here, you can always, like when I was applying to one company like that, I told them, like this organization, I said, I just asked you to give me 2 persons from this particular organization. And they gave me a link of 2 persons. They gave me the CEO's link and the CEO's email. I copied the email and I pushed an email to him. All right. And then when I put an email, it didn't work. I told him the 2 emails are wrong. It's corrected it. After okay, I think the credit stopped. But one of it worked. So same thing I did for some other organizations as well. It is going to automatically go through the website and scrape out emails. Like Patrick, the one I'm currently doing interview with, this is their email. All right. This is the email I sent. The email I copied and then I sent him an email. So I got it from there. All right. But by then I've already sent messages to most of them that are working in the organization and they responded. Okay. So this is what you can do to get emails, and that's it. Now, have a lot of things in this particular call. Well found. Guys, you can get a job from well found. Do not joke with this particular job posting. You can always get a job from well found. I've that as well. You can always search for it so that you will see jobs on well found. Like this particular job, you come here, you come to the applied side. These are jobs that I've applied for. Most of them that I've rejected. You come here, you see, not accepted, not accepted. We are currently working on an interview. This one expired. And the rest that I've applied for are pending. This one not accepted. Others are pending. Status update is offsite. Right. So once that's accepted, they will send you a message like you come over here. This is the message that they sent to me. Like, okay, thanks for instance, we like your experience and love to discuss further. Please let me know what good time, blah blah blah. That's how I got it. And there's the job description. 10K to 12K. All right. And this is the places they are trying to hire from. They want guys from India. These are things you can always do. What I did was I carefully read through this thing. I said, these guys, I must get this. I was able to understand everything and I read through it and I found the keywords. I put them into my resume. And that was how I got this particular job with my resume. So register on Wellfound, wellfound.com, and please update your profile, work on it, ensure that it is clear what you do, and desired salary and so on and so forth. Put in your skills, very important. You'll definitely get a job from here. So that's it for this particular session. I think there's nothing much that is remaining. Whenever you're applying for jobs, always send follow-up emails. Always send follow-up emails. After you have applied, after 5 days, send them an email. They're probably going to respond to you. Or sometimes after you have, some companies have made job posting, don't like the people they see your interview. It talks like that. I get to interview over 100 persons, and at the end of the day, nobody's good. I need to like find other people. So what I do, I check emails, invite them next session of the interviews, and invite that. It is possible to get remote jobs. It is very, very possible to get jobs that will pay you $1,000, $5,000, $2,000 a month. You can see my background. You can look at how clear my camera is. I started from having none of these things, right, to this because I was putting in work. And guys, right, there's a lot that I want to achieve, and I hope that this was a very important opening the floor for questions. If you have any questions, let me know. Any questions? Raise up your hand. Try to turn on your mic. I will accept your request. Any questions, contributions, or anything? Yes, yes. And cool. If you have any question, you let me know. Okay, we'll have one from Emmanuel. I've allowed you to speak. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So my name is Emmanuel. Um, Actually, the question I have here is I've tried applying to different organizations, right? At a point, I've tailored my my LinkedIn account to meet some of the job requirements, and then also I've at a point critically gone through the job description. But I don't, the one I'm very sure I don't do is trying to tailor my resume to match the job description. Right. So, but it means, are you saying that with the normal method I've been doing it, it's going to be difficult for me to get a job? One, that's my first question. Then the second question is, after this class right now, what are the key steps you expect me to take, right? There's a lot in what you said. So which of them, what should I hop on first? What should be the step by step? You showed us a well-found platform to get a job. So what should I start with? What do you think, as you've been there before? So what do you think I should start with from what you started, and then also from the mistakes that you've made, right? Where do you think I should start from as a beginner in search for a remote job? Should I start with updating my LinkedIn profile, or start with tailoring my resume, or I should just start looking for a job? Where do I start? So I get the flow easily. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emmanuel. That's a very good question. He's asking for the next steps, right? Which is what is very important, because it's one thing to carry all of this information that I've shared in one particular session, and then it's another thing to actually implement them. Because it's nice now. Once we are done, some of you will sleep and forget everything. So what are the next steps? First of all, let me answer your first question, which is all of the strategies you use in applying. When you apply for a job and you want to strategy you have just talked about, which is the one thing you said you don't do, which is tailoring your resume to that particular job posting. That's just the beginning. That should be the first thing that you do, even before you begin to apply for a job. That's the first thing. Because I showed you the dashboard on Indeed, because I don't have access to the when I was a hiring manager, I didn't have access. Because I'm no longer. This is to say you will not be selected from the day you apply, because your resume don't have the key. It's just that you don't have the key. I don't know if you understand. So you need to fix that particular one. Based on what you do, your role. One of the things as a UI UX designer, one of the things that an organization that you are applying for, you need to know what kind of organization should I apply for. As a UI UX designer, the companies you should apply for are agencies. All right? Agencies. A company like you are probably going to get it. All right? So either one. Do you understand? So
I didn't get you. I guess your audio wasn't audible. You were saying something that I needed to get.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, organizations, you need to understand the kind of organizations that you need to apply for. As a graphic designer, you are free to apply for random organizations, all right, or agencies. As a developer, if I'm pursuing a big company, I'm pursuing agencies, because those are the guys that understand my value and they are going to hire me faster. You want to get a job faster, you target agencies. As a UI UX designer, agencies will hire you faster because they're the one that will always get jobs to give to you. Unlike any other organization that just wants somebody that just work on their websites, they just need somebody that work on a contract base, which is very rare. Just go to Upwork and find. So you want to target agencies, and then, like I said, work on your resume. Your resume is the first thing that is spoiling everything for you. It should be tailored to job. Don't use one resume all jobs. It will not work like that. Your resume should be tailored to that particular job. Otherwise, you are definitely going to be having issues in most of these jobs. You will not be called. tailor it and see what will happen. One of the jobs, find time, those jobs, or one of the jobs you're applying for. That's why I use Canva. Canva is just the best place to work on your resume. On Canva, you can go there, edit. As if they're requesting for Figma, they want to request for proof of work and so many other things. So carry that Figma. If in Figma to do this, abuse design foundations, blocks, blah 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 for this, and for that, like that. So if you don't, it is coming in and saying, I'm looking for a white, as a black Nigerian, you're probably not going to be, because job. So you believe yourself. So if they are looking on your particular resume, and what I usually come in one place, I'll come in that particular on my summary description or objective. I put Figma keyword there, clearly show that I'm a bad guy with Figma. I'll come to the first company I work for, I put Figma there, and I will increase it. Figma. I go to the list of skills, Figma, and then I put in all of the websites I've built, I've designed rather, using Figma. So those are the things you need to do to get a role. I can see already you have good visibility. What you need to do is your resume for each job, and number two, you need to arrange your portfolio. All right, side. I don't know if that answers your question. And then the next steps. What are the next steps after going? The first thing is go back to your resume. Ensure that you are go and learn. If you have not learned, find a skill and learn. Then the next thing you want to do is be very good at that particular skill. Once you're good at that skill, you have to prove that you're good at the skill by seeing, gather enough 5 get to a job. Screenshots of that. When you're working in an organization, a social media manager, screenshots going on, analytics dashboard, I'm putting, show how organization. Make sure you actually, I'm not talking about design or development or whatever. Now, for people who are measured, their metrics of how we measure how good they are is via some numbers, right? In actual current company you're working for, actually help this that when you're going to, right, and say this is what I did for this, right? They now say so. Putting platform, start applying, start with time. I'm going to be sharing more organizations or job boards that you can always apply for jobs. All right. So, but LinkedIn, Indeed, $5,000 every month. So if you come to jobs, as I've showed you, just go there. You see them. Key job. Then there are people getting hired from there. So you can try that out. So let me know if the Emmanuel, is your question answered?
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. So any other person that has any other question? Any other question? Seems like there's no other question. So we are going to be cutting the 2 hours that was spent on this particular. I sincerely want to appreciate everyone for coming in here, and hopefully we are going to be having other sessions as well. But more importantly, if you want me to assist you in things like CV update and you want me to mentor you on how to apply to jobs personally, you want me to share with you most of this, to hold you by the hand, take you to your next role, you can always send me a message and then we'll discuss that further. Otherwise, I believe we can always do that. I want to see us win in this particular channel, and God bless us all. So thank you all for joining, and bye-bye. Okay. Listen. How this turn on your microphone and just turn on your mic and speak.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. For that well found, right? I don't know. Can someone apply for jobs based in Nigeria?
There's a lot of them there.
Okay. Thank you.
Always, there are also amazing jobs there and also annoying ones too. I mean, the ones that will come out openly and tell you that this is not a paid job. Nigerian jobs, I saw one. It's not a paid job. It's 100% volunteer work. So you can always apply on Wellfound. Please, if you have me, send me a message via the channel Shalom Madari, or send me a WhatsApp message. But I'll drop my channel, my Telegram job and the talk from there. Thank you all for joining. For staying to this last minute, and bye.